Talk about NHL. Tell me when you're done.
Yeah, so basically my past 2 weeks have been the time sink of Xenoblade and NHL, but
Hmm.
NHL 16, it was on sale. It's $25. It's always on sale after Christmas, which is normally when I buy it 'cause it's always like $25 right after Christmas.
Oh, that's
So,
weird. Is that like
yeah,
consistent?
like the last 3 years I've got it for between 20 and $30, the end of December, beginning of January.
Oh, that's wait. When do they come out? Sorry, this is more interesting than anything else I could
Go back to
say.
Castlevania, Doug. No, it comes out in it's normally early September. It's normally like 3 weeks after Madden, and that's normally see my thought with this is, and it works perfectly, is Madden just takes up all football season, which is only like 4 months long.
Hmm.
The NHL season's like 8 months long, so I'm really getting this game halfway through the NHL season for half price.
I'll
So
bet. I'll bet they do. I'll bet that actually is that. That is interesting. I didn't know. That's surprised how fast that game drops. And if that does it like yearly, that's actually kind of interesting.
yeah,
Anyway, continue.
I mean, but most sports games like Madden, you can normally find for 35 or 40 once it gets to November. It's like as the season goes on, the likelihood of people buying that just decreases because
Oh.
I mean, I bought it in January. I already know in September the next one comes out, so I'm limiting the amount of time this game is relevant.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's such a weird.
As
That's
soon
those
as
are such weird games that like they're like just wholly unique in that yearly sort of
yeah,
franchise.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because as soon as it hits August, nobody's gonna buy this game anymore. It's gonna be $10 at
Yeah.
GameStop and $1.50 used.
Hmm.
And I think they realize it, so it's like, oh well, we'll just slowly drop the price, so that way we can still get people to buy it that wouldn't normally buy it. But
Hmm.
anyway, last year about this time, it was one of our first couple episodes, I think. I talked about how
Hmm.
much I disliked NHL 15 because NHL 15 was clearly the first game on the new systems thing where they like strip everything off and it's like you can play hockey or you can play hockey
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you can move a player from a different team if you really want to.
Hmm.
But this went back to what I love about NHL games, and it's so much more prevalent in NHL than any other sports game I played, is the ungodly amount of modes. Before we started this, I actually told Doug, I actually need to load this game up because I feel like I don't even know half the stuff in this game, and I probably put 20 hours into it. But
Oh, gee. Yeah.
there are so many different ways to play this, and I mean, obviously it comes down to there's a really solid game of hockey in this. The hockey works great, the physics are great, it looks beautiful, all of those things, but just the amount of different stuff you can do. I mean, you can set it up so you're a coach. You can set it up so you're the general manager. You can set it up so you're a player. And that's always one of my favorite ones because it's just you play as your player and you go out for your shift, you come back, you simulate to your next shift, you go back, you play, and
Hmm.
it grades everything out and you gain experience. It's basically hockey, the role playing game.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually really. Wait, is there like an online mode of that?
Yeah, there is. So that's the EA Sports Hockey League, EASHL,
Okay.
for if you want to be quick about it. But yeah, so what that does, and I haven't even messed with that because normally I do that with a couple people who haven't bought PS4s yet or don't have this game. So, but that one basically the way it works is you make your player and then you join a club, and your club, as long as you have two or more people playing on your club, you each get a position,
Oh,
and
that
you
is
play
kind of
against
neat.
other clubs, and it basically stacks it so each. Like I said, I haven't touched it in this one yet, but in the older ones, it was always each month is a season.
Hmm.
You play through that season, and at the end of the month, there's always a tournament. So you get ranked based on how your team did that time. And over the next week, you play games in a tournament sense to see who's like the champion of the league or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But
That's actually really. Can you get like you can't do like I don't know how many people are on a hockey team. Like you can't fill your you can't fill like your entire roster with like real people though. I
yes, you got
imagine.
yep. So you
Damn.
could, I mean, so the way I had it before is like in NHL 14, which was the last game I had that had this mode really well
Hmm.
done. There were I think 13 of us on the club,
Yeah.
and as long as two or more people are online at the same time, you can play a game. So you
No,
can
but I'm
fill
saying, can you play like can you have like 13 people online? That's my question.
you can only have there's only six positions in a game, so you can
Oh,
have six
okay.
six people playing at once. You have three forwards, two defensemen, and a goalie.
Okay.
Doug's good
But
at
you could have
sports
can you have
now.
6 on 6? That's my question.
Yeah, yep. You fill out
Oh,
both
that's pretty
teams.
cool.
You can play the whole thing. Everybody gets their position. You play the whole. Yeah,
That'd be crazy. That sounds awesome.
there's a ton of
All
fun.
that hard to organize, I imagine.
Oh yeah, it's like playing 4 versus 4 Rocket League, where it's like, you kind of got a spot you're supposed to be, and you're kind of trying to get the ball that way,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of shit's going on in the middle. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff in this. And it's an awesome game. I love NHL. NHL is easily probably in my mind the best of all the sports franchises year in and year out. It's
Mm.
got the Ultimate Team, which is kind of the deck building game. So I mean, there's the card based game in here where you get different cards and you get points to open new packs of cards and you build your team up. And
Real quick question about that. I thought you hated that Madden because you kept running into people who bought all the cars.
I did, but Madden works a lot differently than this because Madden basically you get if you get 3 or 4 good players, you're set. Whereas in NHL, your lines shift so much that you really need to have 8 or 9 good players to be able to do it.
Okay.
And in NHL, I feel like the players vary a little bit more. If you're playing with a shitty quarterback in Madden, you are playing with a shitty quarterback who's not going to do shit. Versus in
Hmm.
this, you're playing with a shittier player, but it's not quite as bad as if you were in Madden. And
Okay.
in this game, again, I think I had a lot of like legacy things, so I started with a little bit of a better team, but it's the prices match more in my mind what they should be, and it makes sense. And there's auctions where you can actually buy a fairly decent player for a decent
Hmm.
amount. So it levels off a lot to the point where I can have a very average team very, very quickly. It's hard to get a really, really good team, but an average team is easy to do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where
Every time there's any sort of like microtransaction stuff, it always makes me flinch.
I mean, I've done it for forever and have never once bothered with a microtransaction thing. I mean, you
Okay.
can, but there's really no reason to.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you
That's
like just want to like, oh, I want all of these players right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, much better than last year. Definitely a huge improvement.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's hockey.
I feel like a lot of people. I feel like nobody who like last year was like, "This game sucks. I'm never buying NHL again." They're like, "Oh, let's get the next year."
Yep. Mhm.
I
Well, I
can't
didn't.
imagine.
No, no. But I didn't say I'd never get this again. I said I understand what it is because you get the new generation. And it's always well. We got to focus on gameplay first, and throwing in all the rest of this shit becomes a secondary thing. So I feel like in
Yeah,
development, it's more of a how do we go about making a great game of hockey, and what else can we happen to jam in here before we need to get this thing out the door?
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I guess I should probably treat it like any other like sort of first year game where it's like we just need to get our engine working, sort of thing,
Yeah, like
and
I
then we
mean,
can add the features. I mean, it kind
Unity,
of sucks. Like, I wish
Ghost, all of
I wish
those
those
games.
games were like $40 though instead of like 60. Like, you kind of know it's like, well, guys, it's not as good. It's gonna be. They'll be better later, but like right
But it's the
now.
first one, and it's really pretty, and you've never played it on your PS4 before, so it's worth
Yeah,
$60 right now.
I guess
Money
I mean
now.
actually, I would actually say that's a relevant argument
I agree.
because they're I could see that. Oh,
Ooh,
are you done with NHL talk?
yeah. No, I just happened to open this up, and somewhere I have enough coins to buy a gold pack. Yay!
Oh God, see that sort of talk scares the crap out of me.
But no, no, no. You earn them from playing games. Like the last time I played this, I must have earned a bunch, and I don't buy any ever.
But you can, right?
Oh, I can, yeah, but I'm not going to. Well,
Yeah.
what's actually really weird in this, and it's kind of an interesting idea, is they actually have a button that just says "Earn Ultimate Team coins," and you click it, and you can pick like 3 commercials every day, and if you watch a commercial, you get like 200 coins.
Ugh. God dang it! I get
Which
it.
which I understand, but like at the same time, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna turn this 30-second commercial on to get my 50 coins right now.
Yeah. Actually, I'm having flashbacks. This was actually way worse. Wipeout HD. Uh, like when it came out, didn't have this, but like there was like one of those like update things during loading screens. You'd watch random commercials for stuff.
Oh god.
It was so bad. And sometimes because they had to have an internet connection, like sometimes it'd take a while to load the commercial. So the
Sweet.
game would like it's like the loading line the loading time's extended and you also had to watch a commercial. It was
That's
garbagey. It
bad.
sucked.
Damn.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is the Hockey Ultimate Team presented by Honda. So I mean, there you go.
Oh
So
god.
if you like car
Ah,
commercials, see, you don't play sports games. It's so integrated now
n-
that I just don't even care because it's like
yeah.
14 years ago, Snickers was sponsoring touchdowns, and like great, and you had the Old Spice Red Zone. Like it's this. I think it gets away with it more in sports games because if you turn on a sports game, that's what you get. It's
No, I guess
let's
that's
get our
true. It's kind of like
Subway
it.
fresh
Yeah.
set of downs.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is kind of complaining about like a NASCAR game having too much advertising or something like
Exactly.
that.
So it's like
No, I guess. Yeah.
it's iffy. It's one of those things where it's a fine line between having it and not having it.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I remember as a kid, like I was super excited when Jet Moto had like a Mountain Dew bike. Um, actually, in my head, like I feel like the only way Jet Moto would ever get made again is you that you make a Jet Moto game. It's free to play. Like every character is like from a different advertiser. So you have like Pepsi guy, you have like Coke guy. Like that would be amazing. They're never
Like,
gonna do that, but
oh
I thought
god,
that'd
like
be
the
kind of
Doritos games where you've got the different Doritos cars. You've got the
yeah,
nacho
but it's
cheese car and the Cool
but
Ranch car.
but here's the thing. Like if it's a futuristic racer game, like I guess that would sort of make sense. Like it would make sense for them to have that sort of thing if it's set in the real. I don't know. That's just me rambling. I just really want a Jet Moto. Yeah. So that was the Dark Sires podcast with Doug and Brad. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.